Hey, historian, how's the book going?
What?
How's the book going?
Oh, hey, Brother Harrison. Oh, it's great. It's a real feel-good tale for the whole family. Some real chicken soup for the soul, you might say. It's all about the inexorable millstone of time's arrow as it mercilessly grinds us into dust, leaving behind naught but decaying bones, whitening in the unforgiving sun, until even that last remaining relic of our mortal existence is returned from whence it came.
I see you've been hitting the philosophy sauce again.
Here is a quote. My name is
Ozymandias?
Ozymandias, King of Kings. Look on my works, ye mighty, and despair. Nothing beside remains round the decay of that colossal wreck, boundless and bare. The lone and level sands stretch far away.
See, you are desperately trying not to think about the Roman Empire, and instead you're thinking about the Egyptian Empire.
Quite often, actually. Think of aqueducts, bathhouses, grapes.
What are we doing about this? This is what's supposed to be Wild West Wednesday.
Happy late birthday, by the way.
I am now 30. Farewell, sweet youth. 'Twas fun while it lasted.
Brother Harrison, what's a good Wild West greeting?
Howdy, partner.
Howdy, Brother Harrison. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing good today, brother historian. How are you today, sir?
What are we watching today?
We are watching episode 2 of Bonanza, Death on Sun Mountain, for our second episode of Wild West Wednesday. Yeah! Here come the Cartwrights. Now, is this fella here? It's been years since I've seen this episode, so not years. No, months. What am I saying?
Look over there. So that's what's been happening to our cattle.
I do believe that fella's supposed to be an Indian.
If we laugh at that, will people get mad at us?
They're gonna get mad either way. Might as well enjoy it.
Yeah,
As
fair
I
enough.
promised, O Winnemucca. The cattle are in the small canyon.
Your people are grateful.
Take them quickly if the Cartwrights come.
Cartwrights are here.
Ooh. Good beat there. I like that.
The cattle thieves. Shoot Ben Cartwright. Shoot.
Wait, is he saying shoot Ben Cartwright, or is he telling Ben Cartwright to shoot?
He's telling him to shoot him.
Oh.
Michael Landon?
Delightfully created a question that we would like to have answered later in the episode.
Ernell Roberts? Dan Blocker? Barry Sullivan?
I assume was a big thing back then, probably.
Tukwa, I trusted you. I gave you a good life in the Ponderosa. Do you repay me by stealing my cattle?
Oh.
Do not blame my brother. He but did the word of his chief.
How long have the Paiutes been cattle thieves?
Since the Washoe antelope and deer are gone. Since the pinyon tree burns in the fires of Sun Mountain. Since our women and our children and our braves sit hungry in our tents and sicken without food.
Harrison, are you suggesting that man's not actually a Native
Washoe
American?
antelope herds have fed the Paiutes since the long ago
Suggesting
days.
that.
The diggers of Sun Mountain eat
How
antelope,
dare you?
while the pots of the Paiute are empty.
They are but 3 head. The weakest of the Ponderosa herd. Tukwa cannot see his people starve.
What's the matter with you, Tukwa? The Cartwrights let the Paiute starve? Why didn't you ask us?
The Paiute is a man.
Huh.
He does not beg. Even now,
Right.
Winnemucca is called woman by my young men around the council front.
I've seen Pride kill many people
Winnemucca is
in movies
woman.
like this.
He thinks of his people. The ways of peace are good ways. But because the Paiute loves peace does not mean he cannot make war.
War brings nothing but wailing in tents and lodges, Winnemucca. For the Paiute and the white man, you and I understand these things.
Does Ben Cartwright disregard the voices of his sons? Even so, Winnemucca hears the words of his young men. They speak for war. They see as I see, that the Paiute walks the same trail as the antelope, and the antelope is dead.
The men who dig in the earth are new to Washoe, Winnemucca. They do not know the ways of the land. My sons and I, we will ride to them and make them understand. They will listen.
The Cartwrights and the Paiutes have long walked the earth together. But if there is war, Ben Cartwright, even the men of the Ponderosa can die.
There will be no war, and no more antelope will die. I will see to it.
Tukwa always speaks the truth. They must indeed be the weakest cattle of our herd. For our friendship, would you drive them off the Ponderosa?
Help you people, Tukwa.
It's a gift, but not a gift. Gotta save face.
Of course, yeah. It's a very interesting cultural note. The Cartwrights are depicted as being very friendly with the tribes. Yeah, it's where.
Paul,
Yeah.
I don't like all that war talk.
That New Virginia city's full of fools.
You think even fools would know you can't push Indians around?
All they were thinking about was food.
Food is one thing, destroying the balance of nature is another. To keep this up, the whole of Washoe will become a desert. Saw it happen at John Sutter's, California. All right, let's go.
Where, Paul?
Virginia!
Isn't that where they had that, what's it called? Yeah, the 1849 gold strike?
The Bay Area, definitely, yeah. Or like the Sierra Nevada mountain, like very close to it, yeah.
If anyone speaks Mandarin in the comments, please tell me what this man is saying to this guy.
Like post it on Reddit. They have that translation.
I'm genuinely interested.
Yeah.
What makes you think it's you she was smiling at?
You know, every time I come in here, I gotta get used to it all over again. Remember when this was nothing more than a jackrabbit run?
Yeah, I don't know what I like the jackrabbit better, little Joe.
Ooh. All right, you two country boys, get your fill of the city. Adam and I'll take a little look around. Stop.
So they can actually go into Virginia City without getting shot at now, I guess, since the last episode.
Right. Mr. Troy has apparently vacated the premises.
Yeah? I seen a stampede last fall up the Silver Meadow.
Did you see the name of that saloon? The Bucket of Blood.
Stampede made more sense. Come on.
Sounds like an interesting place.
That's where I want to hang out.
The Bucket of Blood Saloon. Hang on, do we have to bring our own buckets?
Wish there was more.
Was joking earlier about a Halloween episode.
Guess we've seen it
Still
all
holding
now.
out hope.
The good and the bad.
I think so.
Probably not.
It's a tad early for Halloween, my dude. I mean, it's still September, for goodness sakes, at the time of this recording.
Still spooky season, doggone it.
Although, that being said, apparently some of the stores have already got the Christmas stuff out. Like, come on, dang it, Walmart, Value Village, take it easy, guys. I know you want to get in before the rush, but still.
Yes.
It's not much of a meal for grown boys.
Nope.
That ain't much of a meal for anybody, but that's my business, ain't it?
No offense intended, Mr.
Harris. Carl Harris. This is my
It's
wife.
always Harris or Harry. I very seldom have ever seen a Harrison
You know,
on
Mr. Harris,
TV.
it could be
Oh,
boys' beef.
that's terrible.
Although, I remember one episode where there was a Harrison
Fly, too.
in Bonanza, although he was playing the villain, so I don't know how to take that.
There was, of course, William Henry Harrison,
All I can do
American
is walk
president.
$10
He died
an
in
hour
30
for any
days.
antelope. I couldn't afford beef.
Maybe
Yeah,
not.
didn't he cut himself? Or didn't he cut himself shaving, or am I thinking of a different guy?
Come through last week selling
Oh
salt
God,
pork.
that's an oddly specific thing to remember about an American president. I'm not sure.
At least that meat is
I don't know.
fresh.
We aren't
Did you hear what he says? Someone's selling salt for $15 a pound, and in 1861, that is considered
Market our steers over to
an obscene amount of money.
Gold money.
We'd be making money selling them to you for 20.
$20?
That's right.
$15 a head.
Are you joking me, mister?
They're yours if you want them. All you have to do is come over to the Ponderosa and drive them away.
$20 a cow.
It's a pile of money back then.
I couldn't didn't do much better than that back home in Kentucky.
Kentucky, you're a long way from home.
I got tired of seeing my family starve on 40 acres of rot. Now, I figured if we had to starve, we might as well do it somewhere where there's a chance of striking it rich.
Well, nobody's going to starve, but we have cattle to sell. Now, get yourself some men together and come over to the Ponderosa.
Well, by golly, we'll do it. Oh, did you hear that, woman? We're going to eat ourselves some beef. Oh, here I am acting like a Yankee. Come on.
You are a Yankee, sir, as far as I'm concerned.
You sure don't know anything about us Yankees.
Kentucky?
You're a Yankee? Oh, I didn't. Come on in.
Oh, yeah, this is before the Mason-Dixie line got completely smashed. Speaking of smashed,
Yes.
Hey, where'd you come from? You're
those two... Those poor...
Hey, now, wait a minute. Lady, you just mind your own business.
Come, lead us not into temptation, little Joe.
Oh.
You know, Hoss, I could have a good time if you weren't here.
Yeah, get yourself into a pack of trouble.
Oh, dude.
Haas is remembering Lotta there.
Antelope meat, $10 per pound.
Antelope meat, $10 a pound.
Antelope meat, $10 per pound.
2 seconds later.
Antelope meat, $10 a pound.
And now back to your regularly scheduled program.
Behold Hoss, the human snowplow.
This is me in the this is me in the grocery store. People will get out of my way.
I know this actor. I don't know his name, but he's in many an episode. Always plays the bad guy.
They must be out of their minds.
How so, friend? Always like to hear the other fella's side of things.
Here's old Barry
$10
Sullivan.
for antelope meat. That makes sense to you?
It depends on your point of view. You see, that happens to be my antelope meat they're buying.
Piutes might argue with you about that.
Aha.
I haven't seen you boys around. Are you staking out in Virginia City? Mark Burdett's the name.
Joe Cartwright. It's my brother Hoss.
Pleased to meet you. Say, he's a big fella, isn't he? Boys, do you have any idea how many people are heading toward Virginia City right now? Thousands. Yes, sir, thousands. And every blessed one of them with a belly he's got to fill.
Gonna be a bunch of them, huh?
Yeah, ever since they found out about that blue stuff being silver, which assays at better than $3,500 a ton, they're heading here from all over the world.
Silver? All that time Comstock and those other fellas were chucking it away, thinking only about gold.
Gold. Virginia City's gonna be 100 times the strike the Motherlode ever was. Now, let me tell you something, boys. There's more than one way to strike it rich. Man can live without whiskey and women and clothing, even shelter. But if he doesn't eat, he dies.
We were saying in the previous episode, a lot of guys during gold and silver strikes, that's how they made their money. They just sold stuff to the miners.
Sure.
And jacked up prices.
Got a good thing here, haven't you?
It takes a businessman to know a good business, Mr. Cartwright. Is that what you call it? I could think of another name.
Such as?
You boys sound as if you want to talk. Well, one thing you'll find out about me,
Extortion.
I'm always ready to oblige. This way, gentlemen.
No, it's based. Well, is that what basically is what he's doing?
Yeah.
Is he in
Not
a,
very much, but it's a beginning.
he's in a cave.
What I say is let them have their silver as long as I
Those are some rough walls.
Charging pretty fancy prices for that meat.
That's the only meat in town, Mr. Cartwright. Cost me a lot to get it.
Liable to cost you a lot more. Mister, you went out and butchered the meat supply of the whole Paiute Nation. You're risking an Indian war.
Oh, come now, friend. I have nothing against the Indians. What I always say is fair game is fair game.
Hey, Pop, why don't we sell some of our stock to Mr. Burdett here? And the Pirates can have the antelope to themselves again.
What stock you talking about, son?
Don't you know about the Ponderosa? We got
Oh.
prime.
You have.
Too late.
Real prime beef, east of the Sierras. I'll tell you what I'll do, Mr. Cartwright. I'll take all you've got. You can name your own price.
If you charge $10 a pound for antelope meat, what'll you be charging for beef?
All I can get. If you think that's out of line, take a look in the saloon, see what rot gut whiskey's going for, or a bag of flour, or a pick and shovel.
I just sold the last sight of antelope, Mr. Burdett. We're out of business.
Not yet, Thorne. These gentlemen are the Cartwrights from the Ponderosa Ranch. Prime beef cattle as much as you want. My assistant, Early Thorne.
How are you, gents?
Well, do we do business?
Why not, Pop? We're in the business to sell cattle.
Mr. Burdett, we have our own way of doing business on the Ponderosa. We pay an honest day's wages for an honest day's work. And we expect the same in return, nothing more, nothing less.
You referring to us, mister?
It's all right, Thorne. Now, let's be honest, friends. I need your cattle. I'm willing to pay you the best price you'll ever get. I have a cold storage tunnel out there full of ice from the Sierras. It's the only ice in town. If you're going to sell in Virginia City, you'll have to sell to me anyhow. I say let's get together. We'll both clean up.
We ain't hurting for customers, Mr. Burnett.
Any miner in town can come up to the Ponderosa and buy all the meat he needs. And we don't intend to profit from his hunger.
Profit from their hunger? You think I was twisting those fellas' arms to get them in here?
Every minute they can spare, they use to dig for silver. I'm doing them a service.
$1 a pound?
My son is right. The Ponderosa is a business. But there's more involved here than profits. I'm sorry, Mr. Burdett. No deal.
Why not?
So Pa is opposed to profiteering, while Little Joe is like, well, let's just go ahead and make as much as we can. Why not?
Oh.
Oh.
Could be foolish, mister.
I told you about your temper.
Ooh.
I'm sorry about this, gentlemen. But we can't let it interfere with our negotiations.
Negotiations are over.
Oh, dear.
Want to warn you again. Stop slaughtering the wild herds. If you don't want a war on your hands, you'll follow this advice.
Well, if you don't want him to kill the wild herds, maybe you should sell him a couple heads of cattle.
That's a good argument, actually.
I mean, you keep the pirates from starving, and you make money at the same time. Win-win.
Arguably, like, the villain here has a right to be in business, right? Like, he has a right to sell meat to these, prospectors.
That's true.
Are you sure, Mr. Burdett?
I'm sure. They'll sell to me before I'm through, but they'll never sell cattle to anyone else.
Ooh. Okay, well. He has lost the moral high ground, I suppose.
Typical robber baron. Hang on, we established that robber barons weren't quite a thing at this point in history.
A little later, yeah.
Oh, hi there, Mr. Cartwright. What do you think of Virginia City? Sure is growing up, ain't she?
Surely is, Mr. Harris. This place is busier than a nest of hornets. Where you fixing to go?
Oh, I got a little digging to do up 6 Mile Canyon. You know, back in Kentucky, I never thought that I'd be living on a mountain of solid silver. Kind of takes a man's mind off of it.
I wonder if you do strike it rich.
Yeah.
Don't you let it take your mind off those cattle. You get some people together and come on over first thing in the morning. We'll fix you up.
By golly, I'll do that first thing in the morning, and I want to thank you all. That's a real neighborly thing to do.
I bet them two boys make mighty good help when it comes digging, don't they, Mr. Harris?
We sure do.
Yeah, well, they'll be even better when we get a little beef on their bones.
We'll see you. Bye, boys. You heard what they're fixing to do?
Sure. The Cartwrights are going to sell beef direct to the miners.
That'll wreck us, Burdett.
It could if those cattle reach Virginia City.
You stop them?
Well, let's just say I don't look with favor upon any unnecessary competition. If anyone's looking for me, Thorne, tell them I'm investigating the pleasures of the bucket of blood.
Right.
Typical business tycoon from the West. Just. Oh. And coming.
You were just about to buy me a drink, weren't you?
How did you guess?
I suppose I just have.
In the world has she got on her head? What is that? Seriously, is it a bow or?
I think it's a Portuguese man of war.
Women frequenting saloons.
Out of water.
The fish or the actual boat?
That's a good question.
Yeah.
The dialogue in these old shows, so good, so good.
Indeed.
The name's Glory DeLacy, and it's all right. I've been in here.
Oh, there's an Alkid.
And you'll know what kind of whiskey to order.
It's all one kind. Vodka.
Now let's see if you're right. A bartender, a bottle of your very finest. Why is it that a new mining camp always has?
Now, I've only ever had one shot of whiskey in my life, and it was 60% proof. Spent the rest of and I don't drink at all, so spent the rest of that afternoon hacking my lungs up.
Not a fan, as I understand. Yeah.
It burned going down all the way.
Just got in town a few days ago.
Woo.
Well, let's celebrate. Kill.
Oh no. They did have some good stuff after all.
What's your name?
Burdett. Mark Burdett.
She's impressed.
To glory of the Comstock Lode.
To the Comstock Lode. They say it'll be
Comstock
the
Lode.
biggest and richest strike in history.
A bonanza. A real bonanza.
Nope. That'll drop.
My share of it.
Should have cut to the title there with like Smash Mouth's All Star playing.
Somebody once told me the world is gonna roll me.
You'll do that yourself, probably.
Why are you?
And he just stare at Daggers and be like, God dang it, stop making me do more editing.
I don't know. Maybe the hope that this one will be it. Anyway, there's nothing left in California.
This is going to be the biggest thing that ever happened. Make California look sick. I can feel it. And this time, I'm
You
gonna
weren't
get
wrong. You're just 150 years too early.
Yes.
How come you never made it in California? Smart man like you.
And it was going to be black gold,
Maybe I wasn't
Texas tea.
smart enough.
Oh, great, now we're watching the Beverly Hillbillies. You know, I have that. I have the entire series on DVD somewhere.
I bet it's
still on the
great.
original- Actually, come to think of it, I don't even think I took it out of the original packing. It's somewhere around here. I'll
Oh,
figure it out
man.
later.
I'm a great fan of the 94 film where Jim Varney plays the Pa
I've seen
Hillbilly.
that. I have seen that.
Yeah.
You mean you want to take care of everything?
I'm going to take care of everything.
Dude, you just met the woman and already you're professing your love? Oh dear.
$100, Mr. Cartwright, and I sure want to thank you.
100.
You can have more cattle if you want.
That's pretty near all we can afford right now, but as soon as I get a dozen more feet down to my diggings, I'll come back and buy you a whole ranch.
Oh, God. Is this guy going to sell him to the speculator guy?
I doubt it.
Okay.
He's riding like this in trouble.
Anything wrong, Tukwa? More new diggers, Ben Cartwright. Too many. Like the trees of the
He
forest.
ain't fooling you there, Mr. Cartwright. I'll bet there ain't a hard rock man left in California unless he's too sick to walk.
Men who chase the mirage.
Maybe so, maybe not. But somebody's going to hit it over there to Virginia City, and nobody knows who yet. Well, my boys, I got 'em. Thanks again, and just wait till them women see a square meal walking in on the horse.
Only one cow can feed over 1,000 people. Like all the different cuts, I mean.
Is that true?
Split up. Apparently. I mean, a good-sized cow.
Like one meal each kind of thing?
Yeah, it's more like... Yeah, you got the sirloin, you can cut that up into like individual things, and then the steaks, and then the...
I go back, tell him.
I mean, a cow, I'm saying, man, the average cow is what, 1,000 pounds? And then after you skin it, gotta dress it, that's like, you're left with what, 700 pounds of meat?
Mm.
Unless you want to eat like the heart. I know some people eat the heart of cow. I tried cow tongue once upon a time, it wasn't actually that bad.
In a taco, yes, I have tried the same. It could feed 1,000 normal people or a dozen of me, I guess I would say.
That's how hungry you are, I guess. And how rare you want that steak.
Yes.
Hello, what do we have here?
We're eating
Oh,
something. Get ready.
is this considered red face? Well, hang on, your country started that way, didn't it, with the Boston Tea Party?
Yes, that's a fact, yeah. A horrible act of vandalism over a $10 tax. Those crybabies.
Yeah.
Don't shoot!
Don't shoot!
Kentucky.
Oh, well, actually.
The Kentuckians got it. Now, what are they going to do with the cows?
The kids.
Dang.
What are we going to tell the kids?
Oh.
It's all over town, Thorne. Fever's running high against the Indians. Did you have to kill that way?
Them cattle didn't get to Virginia City, did they?
All right, they didn't, but you could have stopped short of murder.
You know any other way, Mr. Burdett?
The Cartwrights would have come around and have upped the price until they had no choice.
Someday you're going to learn it takes more than money to make a real killing.
Oh, okay. So there's a wonderful early 2000s TV show called The Wire, where there's these two gangsters called Stringer Bell and Avon Barksdale, and they have this exact same relationship. They have like, there's one's like business minded, and the other's like sort of a violent, sort of like gangster from the streets, sort of.
I don't know if you heard that, but guy who just walked out, they were both in prison together, and that guy killed a guard so they could both escape.
There you are. 3 keys.
Awesome.
Mm.
Awesome.
All right, boys, party's over. We got some more work to do.
I thought we'd done enough, Thorne.
Job's only half done. There's still the other half.
Yeah, what's that?
Town is plenty riled up against the Indians for killing them miners.
Well, they're getting the posse together to go after them.
Yeah, I know. That's why we got to get the Indians stirred up against the miners. That way we put the Cartwrights plumb in the middle.
And what's on your mind?
Killing us some Paiutes. For having massacred those poor, hard-working miners.
Why don't we let the posse go after them?
Because the posse might stop long enough to ask questions, and I don't like questions.
Some bright blue eyes.
Really kill those miners?
Yes.
What's the idea?
I told you I don't like questions.
You really are smart, aren't you, Thorne?
Smart enough to know a dead man can't talk, even to a posse. What's the name of that Indian that works for the Cartwrights? Did you hear me?
Tukwa.
All right, boys, let's get moving. We gotta get to him before somebody else does. Get your hand.
All this talk of murder and stuff. I understand why everyone was going around packing heat.
Right. Why wouldn't he have a rifle? Why did he have a bow and arrow?
As isn't it? And there's a certain level of stereotype that you have to expect in shows like this.
Fair point.
I don't remember the name of the tribe, but I remember reading this one report from like the 1880s where a tribe was talking to, like, sending messages to the U.S. government, like, "Hey, we need to have guns. We don't know how to make bows and arrows anymore."
Saw them as they drove the cattle toward the waters.
Are you sure, Winnemucca?
The Paiute does not lie. The diggers killed the deer and the antelope. They cut down the pinyon tree. The Paiute has no bread. And now he cuts down my young men.
It's like California all over again.
Winnemucca is the name of a town in Nevada,
Would
actually.
anybody want to kill Tukwa?
Vengeance? Some strange notion of vengeance?
It just don't make sense, Paul. Them miners is all killed with bullets. Paiute use arrows.
I guess he didn't have much chance to tell him that.
What will my young men
I'm happy they gave Haas that
when I
line.
tell them of their brother's murder?
Because he's a big dumb giant, but he's clever enough to figure that out.
Find the men who did this.
Well, he has his moments.
I'm an old man
Yeah.
leading 1,000 stallions. Today I can stop my young braves. I do not know if I can tomorrow. We will return for Tukwa.
You're just gonna leave them there?
They'll come back for him.
Yeah, but still, I mean, it's Nevada.
Could probably
It's
put
kinda
him.
hot there.
Could probably put him on the back of your horse, but.
Yeah.
Now, let's find out who did this.
I know. Who? Mark Burdett.
Wait a minute, Adam. Don't you think you're pushing this a little bit? I know you don't like Burdett, but you heard Winnemucca say some miners did this. Burdett's no miner.
At the moment, he's the only man who stands to make a profit by starting trouble between the ranchers and the miners, not to mention the Indians.
Oh, we've got nothing to go on. We listen to Adam, we may ride into Virginia City and hang an innocent man.
Who said anything about hanging?
Oh, he has a point.
Dan Blocker's facial expressions there amused me greatly. Suddenly, he was going.
But why don't you let me go into Virginia City and snoop around, see what I can pick up?
Alone?
Sure, if we all go in together, everyone will see us. If I go in by myself, I won't be noticed.
Might not be a bad idea, Paul.
Hey, just stay away from the saloon girls, little Joe.
Now you take care.
Remember what happened last time you and you went down.
Have interest in his business.
Might not be a bad investment.
Little Joe.
Insert picture of what happened last time here.
How can anybody, even a man like Mr. Burdett, shoot down innocent men just for a few dollars?
Not just a few dollars, Hoss. A bonanza.
Drop.
Somebody once told me the world is gonna roll me.
Oh, dear.
Joe Cartwright just rode in alone.
He's taking quite a chance, isn't he, riding into Virginia City alone?
Especially if word gets around that the Cartwrights are siding with the Paiutes.
What do you think would happen?
They've set that up well, by the way. That Joe going into town by himself is
Feeling that Joe Cartwright...
not a good idea.
Good friends.
Yeah, never let the kids run around without adult supervision.
Hey, kid.
Ooh.
Talking to me, mister?
Yeah, I'm talking to you, you
That's
little
a
skunk.
That's a fun face-off. Oh, damn. Oh. I thought Joe was kicking his ass, but yeah. It's no.
Well,
other way around. Other way around.
Whew, it's already drawn blood.
Yeah. Joe got his shots in, and Big guy barely felt him.
Oh!
Awesome shot. We should bring that back. Straight at the camera punch.
One of them Cartwrights. And they're siding with those murdering thieving Paiutes. Paiutes? Somebody get a rope.
No, don't do it. He didn't do it.
What is all this?
We're gonna hang ourselves an engine lover.
Nobody's gonna hang this boy.
If you notice, the Indians are in the background looking like,
Don't
what's
say
going on here?
Here's any part of it. Who started this, you?
Yeah, so what?
So you're fired. I don't want to see you around my place anymore. Here you go. Take him into my office.
Cool writing. Having the villains have a little spat like that. I like it.
What is this?
Anybody want to argue about anything?
Oh.
Why is it, Little Joe, every time you come to town, there's a fist fight?
I don't understand. Those miners on the street. They
And he just happens to have the beautiful prostitute taken care of.
Sent 2 groups out to
I wouldn't say prostitute, just a barfly.
Okay, yeah, fair enough.
Okay, granted, back then there wasn't much difference between the two, but
right.
they're both seen as
One
skanks.
of the miners, a man named Harris, managed to stay alive. He recognized one of the Indians, a fellow called Tukwa.
That's a lie.
Easy, Joe. He said it, not me. Anyway, that's why this Tukwa is dead. They would have hung him anyway.
Dude, I bet Michael Landon was 5'2". He looks like a little dude.
Mr. Vedette, you help me out there in the street.
Well, he's got that, what's the word, Napoleon syndrome?
Yeah, he looks like Michael J. Fox size to me.
Drop it. What do you mean?
What I said, it's all over now. This Indian, whatever his name was.
His name was Tukwa.
All right, that's Tukwa. Anyway, he's dead now, and he deserved to die. He took part in that massacre.
But he didn't, Mr. Vedette. Not Tukwa, I know.
How do you know?
Because he was working on the Ponderosa Ranch when it happened.
Right.
Young fool, how do you know? I told you, he was identified.
Yeah, that's right. You told. Fella buy you a drink someday, man?
You know where to find me.
I'll find you.
Ever the ladies' man, eh?
I mean, as I said last time, he was the Casanova of the family.
Yes.
Pretty nice to that kid.
It's my job, being nice to people.
The paying customers, you mean? He wasn't a paying customer?
And you are, aren't you, Mr.
Oh, he has to pay for her attention, but little Joe doesn't.
Count, look, what's bothering you?
You, if you want to know.
What about me? I don't want you fooling around with anyone else, do you hear? I told you I'm going to be the biggest man in this town.
Oh, the dialogue's so
God
good.
mercy on this town.
Better than movies nowadays, I swear.
Slapped her across the face.
I'm sorry, Gloria, I didn't mean that.
I'm glad you did it. Because now I don't owe you a thing for those 3 drinks.
Oh, what's bothering you? You act as though I've done something wrong. What have I done?
I'm not sure. But if it's what I'm thinking,
What are you thinking?
that maybe, just maybe it was you who ordered that massacre.
No, that isn't true. You heard about Harris identifying Tukwa? Mr.
I heard you identify Mr. Burdett. I didn't hear anything else. I didn't hear Mr. Harris say anything.
Speaking of bright sky blue eyes.
It was at that moment he realized he done screwed up.
Yes.
Oh, there he is now. About time. Where you been? We were worried about you.
Sit down and eat until you found out.
Joe, what did it do to you, boy?
What happened to your face?
Forget it.
Who did it?
Now, hold still a minute. Now, who did it? Some miners in Virginia City. I said forget it.
They beat you like this?
They'd have hanged me if Mark Burdett hadn't stopped him.
Hanged you? For what?
Being a friend of the Paiutes. They saw Tukwa riding with the men who staged that massacre.
That's a lie.
Yeah, that's what I tried to tell them. What good it did me.
Who's the one who identified Tukwa?
Anyone that came out of it alive, that fella named Harris.
Adam, what are you up to? We're gonna have a little talk with our friend Harris.
Oh, wait, don't ride in there alone. We'll go with you.
Little Joe didn't want to say it was one guy, because that would be embarrassing. I didn't lose a fight to one guy. Are you kidding me?
It was a it was a whole town that took me.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, granted, that one guy was 6'2"
Yeah,
and
more than twice the size. Sure.
yeah, 250 pounds of pure muscle.
Yeah.
Don't be funny.
You look worried, Vedette. Don't remember seeing you look that way before.
You're saying things.
I will say the actor in the plaid shirt. I don't know his name. I really wish I know his name. Insert his name right here. Find it, but
Why do you mention her?
he can play like the tough guy in Cowboys movies. Really, really good.
He's awesome.
They're going up to the Harris place.
Harris place.
I've seen him in many a different cowboy shows.
I thought you and me came to Virginia City to strike it rich.
One of the first times I actually saw him was when he was fist fighting John Wayne.
Nice.
Yeah.
I assume John Wayne beat him, but yeah, he's an incredible villain. It's probably a great challenge.
Mm-hmm.
Reminds me of a character from one of my favorite shows ever, Deadwood, who I will put right here.
The kids are digging for gold in the front yard. Has it gotten really that desperate?
You want anything here?
Kids like to emulate their
You're Mrs.
parents,
Harris,
to be fair.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm Mrs. Harris.
I'm pleased to know you, ma'am. I'm pleased.
I know who you are. What do you want here?
I'd like to see your husband.
My husband? You know my husband?
No, not like
But I
that.
must talk with him. It's very important.
She doesn't biblically know him? Are you saying?
How is he? Since he was hurt out there, he does nothing but stare at the ceiling. Sometimes he talks, but mostly he just stares.
Didn't he get shot in the shoulder?
Right around here, but again, 1861 medicine ain't.
Fair.
I mean, their anesthetic is here. Hold him down. Pour the whole bottle of whiskey down his throat, and if that don't do it, punch him in the head as hard as you can.
Pour the whiskey directly on the wound. Make the wound drunk.
Actually, come and think with it, I think it would actually like sterilize him most certainly.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Coming out west.
Yeah.
Better myself. We're worse off here than we were back home.
Mr. Harris. Mr. Harris, I've got to know about that Indian attack.
What do you want to know?
That Indian. The one that rode for the Cartwrights. The one they called Tukwa. Did you see him during the attack?
I don't even know who he is.
Just like that.
You couldn't have identified him, could you?
Damn.
Just like that, the whole thing of lies comes tumbling down.
Right.
Anybody.
Thank you, Mr. Harris. Thank you very much.
Just took the escort, we'll call her, to play detective, was all.
I sure hope your luck changes.
Just saloon girl.
Saloon girl. There we go. I like that better.
They never outright say it. They just heavily imply.
Yes. Well, this was back when, if you were pregnant on screen, you were ill.
We will. We just
So-
gotta keep on digging, though. She's pretty. He might keep digging.
Down, boy. She's well out of your league. Oh, dear.
Oh, my God.
What are they doing to her? I don't know.
We won't hurt you, Glory, but you better go with us.
Oh, don't you ever hit her again.
Who's going to stop me, Burdette? You?
Yeah.
They're hurting her. No.
Boy, that guy is great. He's got like a William Holden kind of presence about him. He's good.
Just left the house.
Mhm. Well, you have now been seen abducting her, so either way, you're screwed.
Oh, they've taken that girl away. I gotta get to town, get help.
It was just a bare rock farm.
Yeah.
Man,
Buddy, you were shot in the shoulder, not the head. Snap out of it.
his wife.
It's a little PTSD, you know.
How much whiskey did they pour down his throat? The whole bottle? Cavalry's here early for one.
To have a talk with your husband.
The girl. They've taken the girl.
Little Joe. The girl.
In the saloon.
You mean Glory?
You gotta help. They'll kill her.
Harris, just try to calm yourself and tell us what happened.
It was that man named Thorne. They were beating her.
Hey, who was with Thorne?
The man he works for, the one that wears the fancy clothes.
I wouldn't call plaid shirt
They
fancy.
rode out of town.
From 1861, I guess it would be considered fancy.
Well, no, they were saying Thorne works for the fancy clothes guy, Mark Burdett, right?
We
Yeah.
find her.
Yeah.
Don't we, Pa?
Yeah, we find her. Come on.
Insert cavalry bugle call here.
Thanks.
Where's that line shack you were talking about, Thorne?
Should be just over that hill.
Yeah.
Oh. Oh.
I sure would like to get my hands on that Thorne.
You get your chance as soon as we find the girl.
Hoss, you think you can tell which way they're heading?
Paul, if I read the signs right, looks to me like they're trying to make the other side of Devil's Gate.
You think so?
Just the hottest, driest strip of desert in Nevada territory.
All right, let's go.
This is Devil's Gate, isn't it, Thorne?
Yeah, it sure is.
Where's the shack?
Just over the ridge.
You sure?
It wouldn't make much difference if I wasn't, would it, Mr. Burdett?
Why don't you kill him, Burdett?
Oh, where did you get that idea?
I thought you were the biggest man in Virginia City. All right. Prove it. Kill him.
Think you can do it, Mr. Burdett?
Oh, boy.
Man.
The tension's
That's how
thick.
That's how Jesse James got it. Got shot in the back.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
This is how much he cares about Burdett, is that he's happily willing to have him be behind him.
You can't be too far ahead with one horse riding double. Adam, you and Little Joe, cut around that hill. Hoss and I'll plug the gap from this end.
Sounds good, Pa.
Come on.
Back in the age where actors were expected to know how to ride a horse.
Yes.
Over 10 years since I rode a horse.
Back in your Central American adventure, was that right?
Yeah, I rode up an active volcano. Here's a picture of me riding the volcano right here.
You were lying, Thorne. I should have known it.
Why would I do anything like that, huh? Come on.
There's no shack there. There isn't anything there.
Well, there's plenty of space. Long, dry, hot space.
Then just rub this.
Want a drink, miss? Of course, it ain't none of that fancy whiskey like you used to having.
I don't want anything from you.
Good, because that's exactly what you're going to get.
Oh my God.
Is that what you were planning, Thorne, to turn her loose in that desert without water?
She's the only thing between you and me making a real killing partner.
I'm going to kill you, son.
And just how do you plan to do that, Mr. Burdett?
About that!
Yeah. Awesome.
Sounds like Adam and Little Joe found them.
You got a gun, why aren't you using it?
You look worried, Thorne. I don't remember you looking that way before.
They'll kill you, you fool. You want to get killed?
Get her. She got away.
Oh, she doesn't.
Use that gun. Use that gun, Burdett!
You got me all along, didn't you? I didn't fool you for a minute.
Oh, Burdett's actually
Not
smitten.
very many men fool me, Mark.
I didn't either. That's what's important to me. You saw what a fake I was right from the start.
Not a fake. Just a man reaching for the moon. Or anything else a million miles away.
A million miles.
Oh, for heaven's sakes, you're in the middle of a gunfight. Stop with the lovey-dovey stuff. We can do this afterwards.
Still, what a wonderful single episode character. My goodness.
Oh.
Oh. Thorne killed him.
He ain't good enough to worry about. Let him die. I said let him die.
Let me go!
Come in here and I'll shoot her in the back!
I do not envy this man's spine what he's about to experience.
Oh, because Haas landed on him?
Well, you know how big Haas is.
Ow. Yeah.
Oh dear.
I love that Haas got the better of this fucker. Oh, God. Well, spoke too soon.
You had to go and say it. You had to go and say it.
Yeah, I jinxed our boy. Yes!
Yeah!
Yeah!
You shoot him in the back, he shoots you in the back.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
You all right? Yeah.
Like, just took a rock to the head.
Hard head, Bob.
Haas was kicking his ass, though.
Yeah.
Put that out there.
Oh. Pour one out for Mr. Burdett.
Yeah.
Came here to strike it rich, find a bonanza, now he's dead.
He found it. He found his bonanza. He found it just as he died. And that's better than never finding it at all. Isn't it?
Yes, Glory, it's better. Much better.
One place or another, there'll always be a Mark Burdett. And for everyone like him who makes it, 1,000 will fail. But then, what 1,000 to 1 odds for a man who looks up into the sky and sees a bonanza?
Drop.
All right, sir. Well, I have a lot of thoughts, but what did you think about episode 2, season 1 of Costanza, a neurotic Jewish man's wild adventures through the Old West?
I'm sorry, that came out of nowhere. It's as I said, this is one of the best cowboy shows that was ever made. And here it is. Earl Thorne, played by Leo Gordon. That's the man's name. Leo Gordon, great actor. Yeah, this is for episode 2. I'd say it's a pretty strong second episode. The Cartwrights are becoming more Cartwright than they were in the first episode. They were rather, I don't want to say bloodthirsty, but you know what I mean.
Totally, yeah. They were a little more, go to the mattresses immediately in that episode 1. And whereas now with the Indians, it was very interesting to see them be like almost quasi like culturally progressive. Like it almost feels like we made the comparison in the first one with Star Trek with like race relations. I would say Bonanza was kind of on that same forefront. I would say with the Cartwrights being so like friendly with the Indians and the Chinese community as well. I was not expecting to see a shootout on the level of my favorite shootout ever in film, which was in the wonderful 2007 film No Country for Old Men, but I saw it in episode 2 of this 70-year-old TV show. Less is more, absolutely. And it was so well done.
Those movies have to learn their craft from something, and I guess Bonanza is one of those things that created the template for how to make a good shootout. When they're hiding behind the rocks and they're shooting each other and the bullets are skipping off the boulders, you know there's some guy just off screen throw like a little ball full of like flour or whatever, just chucking them at the rocks to show like ricochet. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, cats and dogs, cowboys and cowgirls, I hope you've enjoyed our second episode of Wild West Wednesdays. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and also subscribe to our main channels. Links down in the description down below. And anyway, guys, this has been your host, Harrison MacArthur, Draco Pendragon, and the World-Renowned Historian, signing off.
This is a callback to the intro, a word you need to learn. Ennui. Look it up. Be good, kiddos. Peace out.